very warm welcome to all those guests who have already joined the session. Thank you so much for joining in before time. And very soon we shall start with our next session of Manav Rachna Happy Times. While we do have some guests who've already joined us for the session, I have a little surprise to put everyone's mood going and set the ball rolling. I have Karan, and he would like to sing a song for us. Karan, can you please sing any song of your choice for us?
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
तू है आसमां में, तेरी ये ज़मीं है। तू जो है तो सब कुछ है, ना कोई कमी है। तू है आसमां में, तेरी ये ज़मीं है। तू जो है तो सब कुछ है, ना कोई कमी है। तू ही दिल है, तू ही जान भी है। तू खुशी है, आसरा भी है। तेरी चाहत है, तू मोहब्बत, तू आशिकी है, तू आशिकी है।
Thank you, Karan. That was very melodious, and
You're
yes,
welcome,
this
ma'am.
was lovely. And since we still have time, and I can see some wonderful kids who are also joining the session, I would request you to please sing one more happy number.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you.
क्या करूं हौले हौले जो मेरा दिल जा रहा है। क्या करूं मेरे में जो नशे में जो है जिंदगी। क्या करूं नए नए सपने हैं मेरे आगे। क्या करूं थोड़ा थोड़ा हो रहा है सब मुझ पे। Never give up. मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गले लगा के, बैठा दिया फलक पे मुझे खाक से उठा के। मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गले लगा के, बैठा दिया फलक पे मुझे खाक से उठा के। यारा तेरी यारी को मैंने खुदा मान लिया। याद करेगी दुनिया तेरा मेरा अफसाना। So it's Manav Rachna Happy Time. So
Yes, it is.
So join us, join us. So join us, join us. It's Manav Rachna Happy Times. It's Manav Rachna Happy Times. You stay safe, stay happy, and stay safe. Stay happy, it's Manav Rachna Happy Times.
Thank you so much, Karan. I think
Welcome, ma'am.
that was really wonderful. And now I would like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone who has joined us on Manav Rachna Happy Times. I would like to welcome you all. It is said that it's very important to value the little things that we have around us. And if we look carefully, these things have already always existed, but we may never have had the time to really, value these things or see them. But in the last few days, I'm sure that each one of us has realized a lot that, it is the little things that always make some beautiful moments. And so at this point, I would request our Vice President, Dr. Amit Bhalla, to please come and say a few words.
Thank you, Ritika, and I welcome you all to this happy time for by Manav Rachna for all of us. I would like to extend my greetings and welcome to Daniele, there from Italy. So hope you are doing well, my friend. There in Italy, we are hearing some different news, but now I think Italy is doing well. We should improve. So the basic idea of starting Happy Times was that to bring in some positivity amongst our family members, amongst our friends, amongst our students, among our teacher community, and everyone. So that is was the basic idea of talking something positive, so that we say that happy times are there, were there, and they will definitely be there. So this is our another session of Happy Times, and I can see a lot of students and faculty members who have also joined in. And we were supposed to start at 1. I think we started 2 minutes prior to that. So maybe some more people will join now, and we can continue. Thank you, Ritika. And once again, Daniele.
Good morning,
Correct.
Amit. Good
Morning.
morning. Good morning. In Italy, is good morning. In India is I think is already lunchtime, so
Yeah.
we
So
will be ready
we
to
are
cook
waiting for the
something
pasta.
together. Yeah, that's
Yes,
why.
yes, yes.
Here is a little bit early. It's just 9:30 here, so it's a little bit early for pasta. But I will cook with a great pleasure it for you.
Great.
Great.
Over to you,
Okay.
Ritika.
Thank you so much, sir. While we have a lot of students from schools who have also joined us for today's session, and they're all very eager to understand how you manage your profession and your passion that you have, So let's welcome Mr. Daniel. I would like to officially welcome you, Daniele. Four-time world champion, four-time Olympian, nine-time European champion, more than 20 World Cup medals, Daniel has been the king of double trap shooting for more than a decade in international shooting sport. His name, when taken on the range, would send down chills to all his competitors. And what made him stand out in his discipline, dedication, and eye for success. He has without a doubt been an inspiration to shooters and sportspersons all around the globe. A man with various talents, he is a brilliant shooter, a committed coach, a fitness freak, a fantastic cook, a certified scuba diver, a doting father, and a great friend. Well, Daniel, I think
Oh,
that you already have a lot, so we really would like to find out how do you really manage all of this?
eh, 24 hours are not enough during the day, and
Yes.
well, I started that when I was young. My father is a shooter, and he has never been a professional shooter, but he went to the shooting range 2 or 3 times during the week. So I discovered this big passion following him, and above all, I realized that I live that consider that I live in a city on the beach, and the shooting is the clay target shooting is above all a sport practiced during the summer. And even if I live so close to the beach, when my dad asked me if I want to go with him to the shooting range, where it's hot, I was young. I was 15 years old, and the shooter were above all around 45, 50 years old. So not my word. And if I had to decide between go to the shooting range or stay to the beach with my friend, shooting range.
Wow,
Shooting range.
that is wonderful. That's wonderful.
And consider that today the shooters, the young shooters, have everything. Goes to the shooting range. They have their jacket. They have their gun, their glasses, everything. At the beginning, if I was lucky, I can shoot the last 2 or 3 targets of my father's round. So I stay there, see 20,
Yes.
25 minutes, hoping that he was not shooting 25 on 25. Because I allow it to shoot his last target only if it was a bad round. If it was a good round, he had to close it. So I can't. So I stay 1 or 2 hours day waiting to shot 2, 3 shots maximum. And slowly, it's grown me so strong that
that you became the world champion. You became the Daniele, you know, that today we are all getting together to listen to you from you. But yes, that really talks a lot about your dedication. You know, even as a small child, you had the patience to wait and for those last 1 or 2 shots. And today, here you are, you know, an inspiration to so many. So you've already told us that, you know, being a world champion, you always, you know, wanted to be a shooter as you were young. But you know, we also have a lot of young students who are listening to you. So Daniele, please do share what is that one thing that has always motivated you?
well, the wish to improve myself, the wish to do daily better and better. The shooting is a sport in which there is not something yet to fight on. The best enemy is in yourself. So, and the idea of how much you are growing is just in the score that you can do. So, training, studying, working with the coach. At the beginning, my father was my first coach. Then I moved up to a more professional coach, till the coach of the national team. And I discovered with them, but also thinking to what was happening during the training, what was wrong, where I could modify and improve it.
Right.
And honestly, this process is not the end yet, because after 26 years of national team and all the competition, as you said,
Yes.
I'm still there looking for that little to do better.
This is unimaginable. This is unimaginable that even after so much, you're still looking for opportunities to improve yourself. I will come back to you, but I would like to take this opportunity. We have a very special guest with us on this show, and everybody, especially the students, will be very happy to meet her. We have Mrs. Nisha Bhalla here with us, who has joined us for this particular episode of Happy Times. Ma'am, welcome. Thank you so much for joining in. And I would like you to say a few words, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ritika. A very warm welcome to Daniel. The very mention of Happy Times brings about a good feeling. And that's exactly what the flavor connection with you today, Daniel. We could feel that. And this has made all of us smile while we will be watching you, waiting to watch you in a different role as a chef today.
You already test my pasta, huh?
Yes, that's what. Yeah, absolutely. A shooter as a chef in itself is an interesting thought to make the present mirage and the challenging times happy. So always seen in you, having a gun in your hand. A gun is always a signature style of yours. But having a spatula in your hand would be something we would all remember when we get into the kitchen making pastas. And I've been very, very fortunate to have you with me, learning from your culinary expertise, having you in my kitchen. So that leaves behind a lovely memory to all of us, me, my kids, And now looking forward to have the pasta dance on your instructions. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your words. I would also like to mention Mr. Ranjan Sodhi, who's also here with us for this session of Happy Times. So a very brief hello from your side to everybody, because everyone's really excited to see you too.
Good afternoon, everyone. So Daniel just mentioned about his coach. He said, they really look up to the coach. His father was his coach. So Daniel, do you remember what I did to your coach once in Cyprus? Mirko Chenchi?
I know that with my national team coach, you have an history of love and hate. You were with him always like dog and cat, because they always, Mirko, my old coach, where is Ranjan? And Ranjan, where is Mirko? Because they were always ready to make prank. And the most funny I remember is when Mirko looking around, we were in Cyprus in a World Cup, and we were having dinner near the pool, and Mirko was looking around to see why Ranjan is not here. He was scared about this. And behind the tree, Ranjan appeared and pushed him in the pool. Imagine the coach of the national team with the Italia tracksuit in a big 5-star hotel.
Hey, see what I'm wearing. See, look at this picture. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, look. Yeah, this is the Italian Olympic t-shirt I'm wearing especially for you today.
Yeah.
So why Mirko? And we used to fight because he knew that, if anybody could beat you guys, was me back in the day. So anyways, we went inside the pool.
I didn't see you. I remember that I didn't see you in the shooting range for a couple of days after that. You were hidden somewhere, but
I went to Ayanapa.
Better.
I was always a smart one out, Nice to have you, Daniel. Welcome from my end.
I want to wish you. It's important that I want to underline that all this is happening because me and Ranjan have been, believe me, in the shooting range, inside the shooting range, when we wear glasses and earmuff, the worst enemy in the world. I look in him, I look at him in his eyes like I'm going to kill you, and same by him. But once we remove the earmuff, friends since 20 years until today, and thanks to him and also to Amit, of course, that this program is going ahead and this and all this.
Wonderful.
Thank you for the kind words, Daniel. Thank you.
It's just the truth.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Oh, we have another guest here.
New shooters.
Yes, indeed.
Great.
Please do join us for the Happy Times. Shaurya. So I think the young students who are listening and all the people who are listening, I think they can figure out that along with a lot of hard work, along with a lot of dedication, along with a lot of competition, there's a lot of fun that also happens when you're, doing these tournaments. When there's so much pressure on you, there is also these stress busters. So Daniel, I wanted to check with you. Do you ever feel stressed before any important event? Like, when you have an important tournament, it can get very stressful. So how do you beat stress? How do you take care of that?
Well, honestly, I felt the stress more during the competition than the day before or 1 week before, like this. Something that my coach always said when during the training I shot so-and-so, he told me, okay, you're okay. He was much more worried when in training I shot too well.
Okay.
I never had a training or an official one official training with high score, but that kind of stress always drive me to be more focused and to avoid that little mistake that in training happens. So
Yes.
it's important for not for a shooter, but for an athlete, transform that kind of stress that for someone has a like a block effect. You see dark, the target in our case seems fast, seems small, seems impossible.
Yes.
To drive us in that zone in which everything is calm, is relaxed. It's something that also I learned, also losing a lot of competition, because you told me how many competition I won, but you didn't tell how many competition I lose. And from that competition I lose,
Yes.
I learn how to improve, how to drive my minds, how to drive my thoughts, and it's also something that I'm trying to teach and to coach to the shooters.
Wonderful. I think you have talked about two very important things here, especially for our listeners, that little stress is always good. When you're overconfident that in your training that everything is good, you don't perform maybe 100%. So little stress is good before the main competition.
Yeah.
And
It helps.
yes, yes. And I think the other important thing that everyone must understand is that life is always a balance of winning and losing. So, like, yes, we mentioned about your success, but you are very humble and you did mention that the actual learnings came from the misses, the failures. So, I think that also adds to your learning. That is really wonderful. So, which is your most memorable competition, Daniel, and why do you think it's memorable for you?
Well, as Ranjan can confirm, I have not a big memory about the competition. I always watch ahead, and for sure I remember more some competition that I lose are more fixed in my memory than the competition that I won. But because, as I told you, I use a lot the competition where I lost to work on, and the what happened during the competition I lost is still inside me, and I work on it so much, so long that that's why it is still in me more than I won. Because when you won, everything is good, everything is perfect. You enjoy the moment, the medal, kiss, hugs, done. Let's go ahead. The problem is when you lose, and the strength is not to go down when you lose, but start immediately, also the day after sometimes. From the other side of the war, I came back to Italy the day after I were on the shooting range to work on that details. And that's why today probably I remember more some competition that I lose than one I won. Of course, probably the best I remember is the first world championship I won. But not because I won it, but because I used to wear contact lens. And during the final, I lost one contact lens.
Oh my God.
The rules say that you have 3 minutes to solve any kind of problem with the gun, and also physical problem like you look. But you know what? I felt so good.
Wonderful.
I felt so well that I say, okay, let me shot one more double. Let's see. And I hit it. One more, and then I close the rounds without any other missing and without a contact lens.
That is really interesting.
So
that is really interesting.
It's more that detail I remember than the competition.
No, indeed, as you mentioned, this is very interesting. You know, if I was to even break a nail before I was going to a party, I'll be all stressed up. And here in the middle of, going for a competition, you've lost your contact lens and still you maintain that calm and you won. And that is, I think, a very, very big
Let's
thing.
go.
It's really big thing. It is indeed wonderful. So, we women, we carry a lot of things. And I'm very curious to know that when you travel for your tournaments, what are those interesting things that you always carry? Maybe something that you feel is lucky for you, or maybe something that you need. So what is there in your bag when you carry?
No, in the last years, just some toys that my kids gave me.
How sweet.
So I
Okay.
haven't had never had something luck. No,
Okay. Okay.
just my daughter or my son. Now my son is 11 years old and my daughter is 6 years old. Just sometime they give me some
Little
toys. That is
toys.
for you. So, but because they want to see, they want to check when in the evening I do the video call. Where is my toy? Here.
How sweet, how sweet. Yes, that's the love of children, and I think that in itself is a blessing and a lot of love in it. Daniel, I also want to check, what's the best advice that you've ever received, in your training days? And so, one advice that's always been with you.
Well, I never shot just for shoot. I all the shot always also when I'm there to have fun. I always learn that it's important give our best.
Yes.
And something that I wrote, something that I read. I don't remember where is never write your winning on a stone and your losing on the sand. There was the image of the wave of the on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I read it. This phrases
That
30
is
years
interesting.
ago. 30 years ago,
That is nice. That is
and
really
that's
nice.
probably that's thanks to that words that I never wrote my winning on the stones. Probably I wrote my winning on the sand
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
by losing on the stones, and so that I can work more and more and
Work
more.
harder. That is indeed a very interesting piece of advice, and I'm sure, especially the beginners and students and anyone. But I think this is applicable not just to shooting, but to every aspect of your life. When you try and weigh the winning and the
Without
losing.
lose the hope,
Yes, that
Cioè,
is right.
without lose the hope, but have to be something that have to push up to work on it and do better in the sport as in the life also, because
That's right.
at the
That's
end
right.
the sports is just a mirror of the life. So
That's a very interesting line. Sports is a mirror of life. I think, yes, from all the life lessons we learn, a lot is something that we learn from sports as well. Yes, that's true. Now, while I was, going through, your introduction, one thing that really, caught my eye was that you're a fantastic cook. And I think you have been in India for almost 2 years. So I would really like to understand how has your journey been? What are the interesting things about India that you like?
well, the friendship that I find in India has been from the first day unbelievable. Uh, Everybody opened me their house with a big heart, and I can say that actually in India is like I'm coming very often, not now with the COVID of course, but
Of course, yes.
I'm there monthly. So from Ranjan Amit that opened me my house, Anant, my help coach that daily take care, because you have to know that when I work, when I coach, I'm so there with the shooter that probably that most of the time I forget to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I forget to have lunch.
Okay.
So there is an aunt always like, coach, dry fruit, eat something, remember, drink, because
Okay.
I'm so focused. So it's a family, you know?
Yes.
And what I saw at the beginning, because I were in India also in like, other 2 times for a World Cup. But what I saw, what I really didn't like was the approach of the shooter on the training sessions. The range that I visit at the beginning was the Carney Singh shooting range.
Okay.
And what I saw is that shooters went to shoot their round, and after their round, they run in their car to don't talk to anyone, being focused, boring, you know. If I have to think to go to the shooting range just to shoot and not to chat with the friends or just have fun, or it's something that I don't like. What I have in mind to create, and what I'm sure that we did is to create a family of shooting. It's what we are doing in our range, in Pali shooting range.
Yes.
Consider that every time there is a birthday, there is a cake with the traditional.
Putting it all on the face.
Face. So I'm the first.
Okay.
And
Okay.
sometimes I have to say, I have to ask to the shooters, please, now go home. Because they stay there, they talk, they have a coffee, they laugh. There is training and there is fun. There is friendship. There is friendship, and at the same time, when I say, okay, now we are going to bet 100 rupees, just to give, as I told, there is friendship and there is fight that ends with the last target. I don't care who lose, who win. As the last target has been shot, they are friends again, and they continue to do like the friends usually does.
Right. So I think when you're talking about friends and fun and family and togetherness, I do have something that I would like to share with all the listeners right now. Maybe I'd like to show you something before we head on with your culinary interests. Let's see something that might come on the screen right now. I see this gentleman. I think he looks familiar. Yes, that's you. So yes, I think yes, you walk your talk, because yes, you are having all this fun while you're practicing and shooting and doing all these things. Yes, that's lovely. But maybe Daniel, I think.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
I say there is a moment to be serious and professional. There is a moment to have fun. That's
Absolutely right. Right. So they say India is a land of diversity, and then there is so much to enjoy in India. And when it comes to food, one really can't help but to have and try different kinds of cuisines and different kind of things. So what is your personal favorite that you've been here in India? What do you enjoy eating here the most?
well, I love the meat. So the chicken, lamb, and chicken tikka. Also the lentil soup. I like to taste everything, and the problem is the spicy.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes it's really too spicy for me, and I can eat only Indian food for 3-4 days. After 3-4 days, I have some problem.
Who introduced you to Indian food? Which of your Indian friends? Are they here with us right now?
I'm curious. I'm that kind of person that I traveled a lot for the shooting and also for holiday. And except when the day 1 or 2 days before the competition, where I used to eat my own food that I carry from house, from my home, from my country, I always like to try the local food. Lot of time also with very bad experience. But I have to try, because I cannot say if I like it or not without try. So and there is something that I can think about it, because Ranjan asked me to test. It's like an eggs done with that you put something like a water inside. Is a street food, I think.
Ranjan sir, what is that? What is he talking about?
He had Golgappas, Pani Puri.
Oh, okay, yes. Golgappas. No, they're very nice.
No, I tried it one time. No.
No, they are our favorite. You should try once more when next you're here in India. We'll take you to nice place.
But the other, I eat in India. I eat really everything, and also in Patiala. I went in a competition in Patiala. I said, "Oh my God, there is everything spicy." The spice court. I was there and I eat everything, and I enjoy it.
Nice, nice, very nice.
So,
So now, Daniel, we all are waiting because everyone has been waiting to see what does your kitchen look like and what are the things that you've stored in the kitchen and what is it that you're going to be cooking and as a part of the culinary demonstration. We would really like to walk with you till your kitchen to see what are the things. And of course, yes, let's go. We're all ready. Let's go. I also have Mr. Suprabhat Roy here with me, who is also going to be joining us for this culinary session. So, yes.
Allora, I have a special helper today.
Okay.
That is my mom.
Oh, ciao. How are you? So good to have you here. So good to see you.
Because, come stai? How are you?
Ciao.
I doesn't speak English so well, so.
No, that's all right. That's all right. So good to have you on the show. It's lovely to have you here.
È un piacere averti qui.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She will help me.
Wonderful.
Camera with something that I need.
Absolutely. We look forward. They always say that the best recipes come from mothers. So I'm so glad to have your mother here with us on the show.
And then the basic of my cooking I learned from her.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. You know, the mothers make the base for everything.
It's good that today she's with me to help me in this carbonara experiment.
Experiment. No. She's there. Everything will be fine.
It's tasted and very good.
Okay, wonderful. Look forward. You may please go ahead. So what are the things that you have stored in the kitchen and let's see.
Okay. Look what my mom. This is something that I also didn't remember because you show me while dancing. I show you my beginning.
Oh, how sweet is that? This is really memorable. Really nice. Really nice. That's the little you.
Yeah, with my dad.
Yes. That is lovely. That is so lovely. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Okay, we are ready.
Okay, great.
So Daniel, what are we cooking with the carbonara? What pasta are we cooking with the carbonara sauce?
Usually the carbonara in Italy we use spaghetti.
Yes.
For carbonara, but I'm going to use this kind of pasta that is macaroni.
Right.
Okay.
That is much easier to hold the cook because one of the secrets of the pasta is keep it al dente.
Of course.
Al dente means that when we bite it, has to be hard. And is usually also better 1 minute less of cooking than 1 minute more. 1 minute more, because with 1 minute less, we can wait and cook it together with the sauce, and end the cooking with the sauce. That is much better. If we wait 1 minute less, when we mix it with the sauce, the pasta lost its consistency. So it's
completely agree. Agree with you. Al dente is one thing that's always been the most difficult to explain to anybody because it's all about personal preferences, about the degree of doneness of the pasta.
Well, sorry, I was giving indication to my helper.
That's fine.
Allora, okay, what was you saying? Sorry?
So I'm saying al dente has been definitely the most difficult thing for most people to understand, especially back here in India, because it's such a personal taste in terms of the doneness of the pasta, how you want it to be done. Whether you want that bite into the last bite there in your pasta, or you want it to be completely done. Most people end up overcooking it and making it a very mushy affair.
Sorry, the line is not so good. I don't understand you clearly.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm saying most people here in India end up cooking the pasta a bit more done and
Okay. Yes, yes. Now I got it. Yes. Not only in India. It's not only in India. All around the world. I saw something, how to say, unbelievable to say. Someone that put the pasta when the water is cold and wait that the water boil and then wait 12 minutes. No. No.
Okay.
The water have to be boil, and after that, when you put the pasta in,
yes.
Yeah, salt in the water and respect the timing. As I told you, 1 minute less or 2 minute less sometime is better than wait exactly the time.
Exactly.
And taste it above all. I usually taste the pasta 3 or 4 times while cooking to wait, and I will try to show you exactly the moment in which the pasta must be taken out from the water.
Right.
Because it's not only taste, but it's something that we can see and check together.
Sure.
Okay, we are just simply putting the water. Okay, Ritika, if we shift to the table.
Yes, the initial setting that you showed me, I could see your table.
Okay.
Yes. When you
have
put the laptop there, I could, yes, this is perfect. This is perfect. We can see you. Yes, this is wonderful.
Okay, and I leave also this camera here, so I'm both nice. So we have forchetta. Okay, sì. Allora, to make carbonara, we are still moving, testing.
That's fine. That's totally all right.
I'm going to do 2 kinds of carbonara because I know that in India there are a lot of vegetarians. So
yes.
We will use bacon for the normal, classic carbonara, and zucchini.
Okay.
Simple zucchini to do a little different carbonara.
Okay.
And so the basic is the same. Allora, let's see. Mamma, vieni un attimo. Allora, it's important the way we cut it. Qua?
Okay.
Okay. The way we cut it, we have to, as you see, the bacon that we use in Italy has a lot of pepper. Mm-hmm. So when in case we use zucchini, it's better to add a little bit more pepper to give, to delete the sweetness. Otherwise, zucchini and the eggs, the pasta, it will be too much sweet. So it's important the kind you cut it. Don't cut it too tiny, but the cut have to be like this.
Right.
I think that you find bacon already ready.
Yes.
Already cut in Italy. So try to don't reduce the sides of the bacon because we need it to cook it with a high flame so that outside is crispy and inside it stay tender. Okay.
I can see that the bacon that you have is quite thick, whereas what we get here in India is usually very thin slices of bacon.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yes.
Same for zucchini. When we cut the zucchini, let's try to cut it don't do this kind of cut. Otherwise, when we cook it with the pasta, the zucchini disappear. Let's do this like this, so that when we are going to cook in the pan, we can do it crispy outside and
yeah, having a bite of the zucchini or the bacon in the final dish definitely would add on to the entire dish.
okay, here are the basics. No, let's remove this. Okay, yeah, we have the basis for the vegetarian carbonara and for the classic carbonara. Ok, torniamo qua. Can we go on the table, Ritika?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We are able to see everything you're doing very clearly, very beautifully.
Ok. Alza un pochino, parlami così. Ok. The basic, so we saw the bacon and the zucchini. What we are going to do now is to use the eggs. Consider 1 egg each person. There are a lot of direction ideas to do carbonara. I usually use only the red parts of the eggs. Consider that I'm cooking now for 2. For 2, I usually use 2 eggs, 2 red eggs only, and 1 entire eggs. Consider more or less the 1 egg each person, and at the end 1 egg more. Example: 4 person, 4 reds, and 1 entire eggs. So to feel it, the taste of the red, and have a nice cream. It's important. We don't use any kind of milk. We don't use any kind of cream to make carbonara. That is something that all around the world, everybody use cream. No, cream in Italy is forbidden.
That's
there
more
is
of a
no
hotel.
Right, okay.
There is no cream. Or the pasta is, for example, ham and cream. So the pasta is ham and cream. But otherwise, if it's not specified, there is no cream. So,
True.
Eggs, just.
And in India, you know, we're so used to doing the creams and sauces in the pasta, like the white sauce and the red sauce. I mean, yeah, we're used to very different kind of pasta. This should be nice to learn.
Parmesan.
Okay.
Parmesan cheese.
Okay. All the students, I'm sure, are watching with great curiosity, and I'm sure after the session, the first thing they're going to do is tell their parents they want to try this.
So Daniel, Daniel, just a question. The tip that you gave about the eggs was very helpful. 1 egg yolk per person, right? So how much is per person? What's the ratio between the Parmesan and the egg?
What, sorry?
What's the ratio of the Parmesan cheese to the egg that you're adding?
Allora, the Parmesan cheese, you have to add Parmesan cheese till not is creamy.
Okay.
There is not, you have to add slowly and mix it until this shaken eggs with cream.
So
see?
should be creamy like this, you mean?
It's
Okay.
creamy, yes.
Okay, okay. All right.
Black pepper.
Mm-hmm.
And done.
Okay, that was
That's
easy.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough. Now we have this, and we wait to use this at the end. And we are going to prepare the bacon or the zucchini. Now we will do it with bacon because my dad will eat this carbonara at lunchtime. So
Okay.
if I do it with zucchini, he will kill me.
Okay.
So
Okay, fine. Yes, sure. Please go ahead. That's fine.
via di là, mamma. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, the water is boiling. Let's see.
I think you should continually keep thanking your mama for helping. Otherwise, this really would have become so difficult. So kind of her, so sweet of her.
They are thanking to you for your help with camera. In the water, a couple of teaspoon of salt.
Of salt. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Olive oil.
Okay.
Let me check if I can. Okay, olive oil. Not so much if you use bacon because bacon has a fat part that will help us. A little bit more if you use zucchini. A little bit more oil if you use zucchini.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also here, don't put the bacon till the pan is not hot.
Okay.
Because what we have to do is give taste to the oil, but also we need that the bacon is crispy outside and tender inside. So if we put it too early, at the end it will be too much dry, and when we eat it, is not the best.
Okay.
The water is boiling, and I'm going to put the pasta inside.
Okay. I think
this pasta, this is for two.
For two. Okay.
I'm preparing for two. We are around, in Italy, we use 100 to 90 grams of pasta each.
Okay.
I already checked the weight is in 180 grams of pasta.
Okay.
So, side. Okay. Let's cover just a moment.
Yes. I think a good tip that you shared with us is that the water should be boiling when you put the pasta. Sometimes most people, what they do is they put the pasta in the cold water and they start boiling it. That is a mistake. That's
Before the pasta, the water has to boil.
Yes.
When the water boils, you add the salt.
Okay.
And after that, pasta.
Yes.
It's important, and I will show you. Give me the phone, okay? I will show you another little tips. Okay. We have not to throw all the water of the pasta.
Okay.
Because we will use it to prepare the cream.
Okay.
Sauce.
Okay.
Mi dai un pentolino per conservare un po' d'acqua? Anche quello piccolino. Sì, va bene. Okay. I usually use something like this, but just only when the pasta is near to be ready. Okay, here the oil is hot, and I'm going to put the bacon inside.
Yes. It's cooking well. Yes.
I'm sorry that you cannot feel the smell, but it's amazing.
Trust me, everyone's mouth is already watering. So even if we can't smell, we can see, and that is also enough, you know. The way you're doing is really nice.
Crispy, you see. Check to don't overcook it.
Right.
Has to be just a little bit crispy outside, but when you see that it's crispy, you can switch off the fire. Otherwise, it will be cooked too much inside, and while eating it is not good. It's not.
So that it cooks well, you mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. On my opinion, is already enough.
Okay.
So I'm going to stop the fire. Okay. And let's wait that the pasta is ready.
All right. All right.
Quindi su me. Jump the pasta with the pan is important. Is one of the best way to mix the sauce with the pasta, and that's why we used to remove the pasta from the water 1 or 2 minutes before.
Okay.
So that if you see now here there is all the oil.
Yes.
And when I will remove the pasta and I will put it here, I will wait that the pasta absorb this oil.
Okay. Okay.
So there will be a first connection between pasta and bacon. And in the second moment, there's another connection with pasta and bacon with eggs.
Okay. Okay.
The next step, I have to be a little bit fast. So I'm going to explain now what I will do.
Okay, that sounds good.
Once the pasta ready, we will jump it with the bacon.
Okay.
And the fire had to be on and very high.
Okay.
We jump it 30 seconds, 1 minute. After that, we have to switch off the fire, wait 30 seconds, less than 1 minute, and then we will add the eggs.
Okay.
That's why, so that the eggs will be warm, but don't cook. Otherwise, we will eat pasta and omelette.
Okay.
We have to, and we lose the creamy. So, in the beginning, the first jump is with the fire on, pasta and bacon. The second jump is with the fire off.
Okay. Okay. I think these are some handy tips that you're telling us alongside, which we must keep in mind if you really want a good pasta. That's tasting number 1. You said you taste your pasta a couple of times.
Come? Sì. Allora, we need a couple of minutes more.
Okay. Okay.
When we use zucchini, same process, just a little bit more oil, and I suggest to cover the sweetness of the zucchini that otherwise, as I told you before, with the eggs is not the best. We can add a little bit of red hot chili peppers.
Okay. Okay.
So we cover a little bit the sweetness of zucchini.
Okay. Well, I think the pasta is going to take few minutes, right, Daniel?
Yeah, a couple of
Okay,
minutes, not more.
great. So in the meantime, do you think we have, some guests and, we have Miss Tracy. She's here with us. In case she would like to have some questions for you, maybe this is a good time while the pasta is cooking, we can carry on with our conversation. Please.
Ciao, Shirasi.
We're not able to hear you. Tracy, we are not able to hear you.
No, mic off.
I think you need to unmute yourself. Yes. Maybe we are going to come back to Miss Tracy Singh. We're going to come back to you within a few seconds. In the meantime, we also have Shagun, who's here, who has been very carefully.
We have also Shagun.
Okay. Well, I think we are back to you, Miss Tracy. You may please have your question now.
Not working, Shirazi. I cannot hear you.
No, we're not able to hear you. Maybe you would like to just check onto the connectivity at your end once. Okay. I think maybe you can just
meanwhile, the pasta is near to be ready. I'm going to take I'm going to take some water.
All right.
And I take it here. And I will use at the end to make it to prepare the cream.
Okay.
Let's see if I can show you.
All right.
When the pasta is ready. If you see, I don't know if there is a white line.
Yes, we can see.
Okay, that's the correct moment to remove the pasta from the water.
Okay. So, is it time to go to the next step?
Yeah. So,
okay.
Let's remove the water.
And we're going to keep some water, like you said. Okay.
Allora, fire on. The fire is on.
Fire is on, yes. You told us. In this step, the fire is on, and the next step, and the cream, it's supposed to be off.
Yeah.
So while you're still tossing on your pasta, maybe we also have Shagun with us, who's been carefully, watching you make the pasta. Maybe she'd like to say something while you're still making the pasta.
Ciao, Shagun.
Yes,
ciao, Daniel.
Here she is.
I'm fine.
I see you're practicing your cooking skills for us.
Yeah. I will test you. Next time you and Shirazi will cook the pasta for me. I will sit and check. No, I cannot hear you, Shagun, also.
Yeah, now can you hear me?
No. Yeah, now yes.
Yeah. So what are you doing? No, we are not going to be cooking pasta. That's what you do. We just shoot for you and make you proud.
Okay, but one time you also can cook for me. India.
Of course. Yeah. But
I saw that you and Shirazi always post some Indian food. You are with this lockdown. You are at home preparing and cooking. Next time.
So we are just
check.
Yes. No, we are just following our Prime Minister's orders. Actually, our Prime Minister has taught us to be self-reliant. So you're practicing those two.
Okay. Here the pasta is okay. I'm going to take the eggs. Switch off the fire. Let's wait one moment. I will add a little bit of the water that I use to cook the pasta
Right. Okay.
with to the eggs.
So the reason for adding the water is the starch from the pasta that has gone into the water?
Yeah, because the pasta release in the water amido. I don't know in English
the starch from
that, and it helps to create the creamy.
Right.
Now the fire is off.
Yes.
And
add the cream.
Add cream, and I move it immediately and fast so that Can you hear my mother?
Yes,
my mother is saying,
We all are also having the similar kind of feelings.
If you see that the eggs is starting to be a little bit harder, like an omelette, add a little bit more water. That's why I suggest to remove the pasta 1 or 2 minutes before. So in case we correct it, we can add more water, the pasta stay al dente, and we don't cross the cooking time.
Right.
Because the pasta will absorb the excess of the water, and you see, without cream, without nothing, it's very creamy.
Yes, and it looks really lovely. And I think this is easy to make. And the way you explained us and the tips you've shared is definitely making it look easier than how we really struggle.
Okay. I will taste it for you.
Oh no, we would much rather prefer to taste it, but we can't. That is nice. Okay, we know.
Perfect. Perfect. Serve hot.
Yes.
It happened that sometime I had Ronjan or Shagun or Shirazi at home when I was cooking.
Okay,
the
wonderful.
The pasta must be
Wonderful.
hot. There is no time to talk. The pasta cook.
Right.
Dish.
So while this looks lovely.
And it.
Yes. And I think your father is going to really have a wonderful meal today. And yes, so I think this is lovely. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much for sharing this lovely recipe.
Let's thank. First of all, I want to thank my mother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Phone. She has pain on the arm.
Thank you. This really would not have been.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here I am again.
Yes.
Exactly the same. Exactly the same with the zucchini.
Right.
Nothing more.
Okay. So I think at this point,
I hope you will enjoy. You enjoyed it. And,
yes, we will.
Seems so hard, but at the end, as you see, there are 3-4 little steps that you can do separate and then add everything.
Yes.
It's important. Remember. Fire on. Pasta and bacon. Fire off in the last step when you add the eggs. Otherwise, you eat omelette with pasta. That is completely different.
That is true. And I think I would definitely want Miss Tracy to see if she's audible and speak to Daniel. Miss Tracy. And I think there's some issue with the, she's not audible. But I do know, Daniel, that you do have a wonderful friend in India. And even before we could learn this pasta from you, you taught him how to make a wonderful pasta. And I think I may have the picture on screen for everybody to see how that pasta looks. Let's see if we have something on the screen that comes for you to see. There is a beautiful picture, maybe it should come. when we actually saw that pasta is when we were hell-bent that we want to learn this, and that this is exactly from where the entire journey started, that we wanted to learn from you as well. I think maybe we're not able to have the picture right now. Okay, there it is. Daniel, do you see something on your screen?
This is Ranjan
This
pasta.
is Ranjan. Yes,
This is Ranjan pasta.
Mr. Ranjan Sodhi's pasta. And yes, and it's only when we saw this, we wanted to find out where this recipe is coming from. And he said it's Daniel. And we could not really help but request you for a session. And you have been so kind to take a request. And you, your mother, you all have taken such pains to make us so happy. Thank you so much.
I have to see that I were pretty surprised when I saw the picture that Ranjan sent to me. And I said to him, well done, congratulations. Little bit better and you are ready to cook.
Okay, all right, no, wonderful. So at this point of time, I would really like to thank you on behalf of everyone who is a part of the show.
Thank you to you. I'm there. I'm here, but I'm there. I'm really missing to be in India. I hope that the situation will be solved as soon as possible. In Italy now we are in the phase 2. Probably from the 3rd June we can move in all Italy. Actually, we cannot go out from the region, and the restaurants are still closed. The bar we are trying to go back slowly to normality. We go ahead with we go out with masks, and but I'm quite confident that it will be solved as soon as possible. Take care.
Yes, it is.
As everybody is saying, stay home.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes, now you will. Now you will. You have given a lot of children, from the schools have also joined us. And, you have actually with this wonderful, episode brought a smile to everyone's face. Just see how happy everyone is. And it is all thanks to you. Thank you so much. A special thank you to your mother. Thank you so much. With that, in case Amit sir and Nisha ma'am would like to just, say a final bye-bye to Daniel.
Thanks a lot, Daniel. And I think we have decided what we'll eat tonight in the dinner.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Amit.
Good luck.
Thank you, Amit.
Thank you. And thanks to your mom for her special
for sure.
You as well as I guess that she was also guiding you in between little bit.
Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Ranjan sir. Thank you, Shagun. Thank you, Shresi.
Thank you all.
Sir.
Thank you all for following and enjoy carbonara.
Yes, we certainly shall. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
I would now request all the guests to please leave the session. I shall wait for everyone to leave. Thank you so much.